Hi everybody, welcome to Dandelion Cottage and Watercolor Wednesday. I'm Leslie Watkins. I've got a different kind of daffodil today. These are the little miniature ones. I think this variety is tete-a-tete. Okay, I'll have to check with the botanist later on that. But these little ones are growing right out front near the steps up to the front porch of Dandelion Cottage, and they're so cute. And I also have some Scilla and some Muscari and a few other little bulbs that were waiting to show up. And I have the Daffodil Daydream stamp set, which has these two really great stamps of daffodils, the single and the multiple, plus you get a texture stamp. You've got some greetings here, a really nice design stamp. I like this one very much, and as a bonus you get this little butterfly. You can get the stamps and the dies in a bundle for 10% off, so you don't want to miss that. And I'm going to show you a few of the things that I've been working with the past couple of weeks using this set. So here's an example of a little painting I did using the water-based inks. And I just used this stamp several times. And I used the stamp with the larger flower as well. So there's that one, all painted with the water-based inks. These are the inks that we use to refill the ink pads. I did another card using watercolors. Okay, so it's the same procedure, just a little bit different. The watercolors move across the paper slightly differently than the inks do because the inks are dye colors, but you can still get a beautiful effect. I think you can see that. Here's a larger example. Okay, so a lot of these pictures were done in preparation for the April-May Watercolor Card Club, which is open right now. So if you think you might be interested in learning how to do some very easy watercolors, you can get started using the stamps as an image to work from. And if you're ready to try your hand at sketching the flowers from life, you can do that too. I've got one more card here to show you. This was one that I did with the dies. And the dies in this set are really quite spectacular. You can see you can get a beautiful compound effect using these dies. And finally, here's an example of the watercolor and the die used in a beautiful little gift box. You can put your note cards in here and present them to somebody for Mother's Day or a birthday or whatever special occasion you may have in mind. Now this Saturday, I don't know if you remember, but if you go back, I did a large all-over painting, something like this. And then I cut it into 3 strips just to make it a little more manageable. And I'm going to be using this hand-painted background to cut my die shapes out. And I'll show you that on Saturday, so stay tuned right here, 12 noon, for Paper Crafting Saturday. If you've got your JJ mini catalog, you'll find this set on page 77. Okay, and you can see that you have the image here with the stamps, the dies, and your 10% discount if you get them together. So today I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to paint a simple daffodil. So I've got some paper and some cardstock here ready to go. And I just have the single stamp mounted up, and I thought what I would do would be to paint one of these beautiful little daffodils today. There's still time to join the Watercolor Card Club for this month featuring these daffodils. The registration is open until May 15th, and I'm starting to get the card kits ready to go out. I'll show you what that looks like in just a moment. So there's my daffodil stamp. Off to the side here I have some watercolors. I've got 3 colors, yellow, red, and blue. And I'm going to grab one of my water painters. All of these things will be listed below in the supply list. And you can just click right on there. It'll bring you right to the store. Oops. And I'm just going to begin with a very light, with plenty of water. Just put some yellow. Okay, so that's my first wash, just a very light coat of yellow. And then I'm going to take my yellow and my blue and mix a little bit of green paint. I'm still keeping it very light. Okay. And now I'm just going to increase the amount of paint that I use. There we go. So it's very simple. In the Watercolor Card Club, I talk about value and color mixing, how to mix good greens. We talk a little bit about design and composition. So each month there's a different lesson. And you can cancel your subscription at any time, but if you continue with the card club over the course of several months, you're going to end up with a very good foundation in how to get started painting with either your inks, watercolors, using your watercolor pencils, your blends. So in just a couple of moments, I'll be done here. So it doesn't take very long at all. And I have a beautiful hand-painted image that I can use on a note card. This month, when you subscribe to the Watercolor Card Club, you're also going to get a free gift from me, and it's going to be something that's going to coordinate nicely with the note cards this month, so you don't want to miss that. The information on how to subscribe is on my website at dandelioncottagedesign.com. There's a tab there in the menu area that says Watercolor Card Club over on the right side of the page. Just click on that and there will be some information about how the subscription works, what you'll get, and a button to register. So please do that. Do that before May 15th because we're just getting geared up to do this floral garden season series of how to paint favorite flowers from the garden. And like I said, this month is Daffodil, and we're just going to keep building each month. And at some point, there's also going to be the opportunity to join the Garden Journal workshop, where I'm going to show you how you can make your own journal to hold all your paintings and keep them safe for when you want to use them on a project, frame them, collect them for reference. Anyway, it's going to be a really cute journal. And for those of you who have attended my journal making workshops in the past, you know how fun they are and how beautiful the journals come out. So that's going to be something that you're going to want to subscribe to Notes from Dandelion Cottage. Get on my mailing list to be notified of that. And I will, after the video today, I will post all of these links to the Watercolor Card Club, to Notes, to the online store where you can get the supplies and the stamp sets and everything that you'll need to get started. So there we have a very simple little picture of a daffodil, and we can keep this very simple. I have a card base here. I'm just going to burnish that down so it lays flat. So there you have it, a very, very simple little card that you can do in just a few minutes. You can do this with any number of stamp sets. So if you have another flower stamp set, you're going to do something very similar to this. If you want to add a sentiment, here's a stamped sentiment from the daffodil Daydream stamp set, and I've got this mounted on some Stitch So Sweetly die cuts, with a little butterfly from the Daffodil Daydream stamp set. So if you're interested in learning more, please go to my website at dandelioncottagedesign.com. You want to subscribe to the Watercolor Card Club before May 15th. So get on the mailing list now and get signed up for the club. And here's an example of one of the card kits. You see they come packaged in a beautiful piece of decorative paper that you can use for your projects with some ribbon. Okay, it's marked with the month, and inside here is a card kit for 4 note cards with envelopes and mats and watercolor paper, and there's even some practice paper in here so that you can follow along with that month's assignment. And don't forget, this month you're going to get a free gift from me as a thank you. So stay well, stay happy, stay creative, and I'll see you next time on Paper Crafting Saturday right here at 12 noon when we make those daffodil die cuts and create 3D flowers.